Hello there and welcome to the Star Wars Showcase YouTube channel. Our video today is dedicated to a review of the Black Series COBB VANTH and CAD BANE 2-pack. Let's take a look. Now for starters, this set here originally retailed for $55, and for me that was a bit of a hard sell. I'm not as big of a Book of Boba Fett fan, but I was actually able to pick this up recently on a 50% off clearance at Target, and that in my mind makes it a lot more worth it, as I do still love kind of the Western theming of these two characters. I think it's fun to throw like a little cowboy hat on top of Cobb there, as it's very much in that feeling, especially if there are any Raylan Givens Justified fans out there. But when we actually get these figures up on display, they actually stand pretty strongly all by themselves here. So Cobb here is actually a little bit of a scaled down version of his initial release, where he featured, the different mismatched pieces of Boba Fett's armor. And so he is just wearing a very plain shirt here. He's still got the same holster with the same pistol, which does have a nice bit of paint variation between the handle and the weapon itself here. And that's actually one really positive thing to say about this figure, is although it is kind of a scaled down version, we are getting a little bit more paint detail, as some of the different little canisters on his leg there have more paint than they did in the original release, and I believe the bandana itself is a bigger, newer accessory as well. As one call out here, Cobb does not have butterfly joints here, which wasn't really noticeable in that initial release with all the armor he was wearing, but when it is just him wearing essentially a shirt, his articulation is going to be a little bit more limited there. Turning our attention now to CAD BANE, I was very much surprised with this figure, as not as big a fan, again, of that appearance, but I think the figure here really nails it, as we have that nice removable hat. We've got some pretty good articulation, even with that duster coat that he's wearing. All the little, bits and bobs that CAD has, from his breather tubes to those, I'm not sure if they're like grenades or flares that he wears down on his shins. All of those are painted up in some pretty nice detail. His blue gauntlets there are kind of made of a shiny metallic material. Those might need a little bit of a matte coat to feel a little less out of place, but his blasters fit really well in those hands, and of course look really good as well. The cool thing about this specific release that we don't see very often with our Black Series figures is the addition of these blast effects. He's got a little flamethrower jet, as well as two little blaster fire pieces of plastic that are able to pop right into the very front of each of his pistols. Now, as a call out, these custom blast effects are pretty tailored to CAD himself. I think you'd have some trouble trying to fit these over any other blasters, but they are made of some nice plastic. They've got some good kind of detail on them. They aren't quite as translucent as perhaps some of the other flame effects that we've seen in the past. That might be a potential cost-saving maneuver there, but I think, as you can see, as we're kind of moving CAD around here, that they still look really nice, and especially if you're at a distance, I think the translucent versus the just more clearly painted one-color sort of plastic isn't going to come across that strongly. So all in all, I am a fan of these additional effects here. Unsure if we will see these when CAD is also released as a mainline figure in the next couple of months here. This might be something that is exclusive to this deluxe set, and I do know that his head sculpt, which I think has a little bit more of a sneer to it, is actually going to be unique to this release. So we're kind of seeing the same figure with some slight variations, and we'll have to see really, I guess, the full difference once that other figure release comes out. And for a few seconds more here, just wanted to showcase Cobb here with a Colt pistol as well as a cowboy hat here. The pistol is from Gridiron Studios, and the hat is from Bounty Supply Co. And I am actually thinking of taking this Cobb figure and making it into a Raylan Givens Justified figure, so more to come on that. But with all that said, I'm a pretty big fan of this release, especially for that discounted price, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below if you think this is worth the full $55, or if, like me, you were fortunate and caught things on sale. So, thank you for watching this video. If you're looking for more content like this, make sure to check out some of our other Black Series reviews, as well as a full playlist of different tips and tricks for customizing action figures of your own. Check it out.